Where my girls at?
Thank you.
Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Hello, hello, hello. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. Independent, free spirit. And we are here, 9:10 a.m., the Superstation, WFDF. This is Sabrina Goodwin Monday, your host from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And I got my girls, Crisette, Caterina, Gloria, from all over the country. And we are here, you guys. It is Tuesday, June 29th. And you can find us here every day, Monday through Friday. We're classy, messy. All the girlfriends, type in the chat. Where you calling from? What you listening from? How you listening to us? Are you classy, messy, funny, sassy, techie, crazy, lazy, hazy? What are you? Who are you? And you know, sometimes you don't even know how to identify yourself. So it takes a girlfriend to identify you. Because I promise you, the name that we have given ourselves, the girlfriend said, no, that ain't you. That ain't you. That ain't you. Yeah, we're colorful today, you guys. We are colorful today. True story. I had on something black and brown. I wasn't feeling like colorful. And I got Saudi's chicks. They had all this color. I said, hold on. I'm going to find me some color. And Gloria said, you don't have time. Chris said, you don't have time. I said, watch me, watch me, watch me. And so we are colorful today.
No, she really said you couldn't find it. That's what she really said. She really said you couldn't find it. Tell the truth.
That's that messy girlfriend. Messy. That's that messy girlfriend. The churchy, messy girlfriend right there. That's right.
Unorganized. That's the word. I just made that up. Okay.
Okay. So they were impressed that I was able to change my top in a matter of moments. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes you guys in this pandemic, because we do so much in front of the Zoom, your closet is just a mess because you change clothes 2, 3, 4 times a day. And I mean, it just is crazy out there. And I'm just grateful to be here. We've got a good topic today because we want to bring awareness to national bedlessness. I didn't even know it was such a word, but so many young people, so many of our young people are sleeping on the floor. And so today we're going to be addressing that issue. We want to get those babies up off the floor as best we can. But today, let's talk about how you feel, what you're doing, what's going on, you guys. I mean, just when I think I can breathe and think, okay, maybe I can plan a vacation, a getaway. And then you see that Sydney, Australia has been shut down from the Delta variant. Yeah.
No.
And yes, Sydney, Australia, shut down because of this new variant.
Shut it down. 8 million people
Shut it down. So I know
that, y'all, for real. Yeah. Australia, a progressive where they've had vaccinations.
Yes.
Hey, Sabrina.
Yeah, Chris.
I was just going to say, I know one of the things they said about that is that one of the reasons Australia is shutting down again is because they do not have as many people vaccinated as we are in the US. And because their vaccination rate is a lot lower, that's why they're having to shut down. So, because people were asking, should the U.S. be afraid of that? And they were saying, because we have so many people that are vaccinated, it would not hit us the same way that it will hit them.
I pray every day is something new. Yes, Caterina, hey there.
I haven't, the volume was turned down, but while I was putting my makeup on, I read LA County now requires masks if you're inside, even if you're vaccinated.
Wow. So they changed.
Yeah, they changed, and it's changing every day.
We've been open for 3 weeks and already.
Interesting. Well, girlfriends, one day at a time, prayers continue to go up. Lots going on. We don't know today from tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we do know who holds tomorrow, right? We do know that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes.
Very good, Sabrina.
Shut up, Gloria. Y'all crazy. Y'all act like I wasn't brought up in the church, okay? You better ask somebody, okay? Go back to my 2 grandmas. One, Bethel Parker in Cherryville, Kansas. The other, Gene Osby Goodwin in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So don't let this fool you, okay? And we do have the good Reverend on as a guest. So y'all be good. We got the good Reverend on as a guest today, so y'all be good.
That's right.
Okay. So,
what book of the Bible you bringing up today, Sabrina?
You just wait for it. Wait for it. Chris, you're looking colorful. How do you feel today? How's everything going?
Everything is going good. When I tell you, I love hanging out with these chicks right here. They keep you laughing. They keep you on your toes. Let me tell you something. This group is not for the faint of heart. I promise you it is not. But you know what? It's a good day. Prayers are still going out to those individuals who are just feverishly looking for and praying for their family members in Surfside, Florida, who, every day is getting bleaker and bleaker. But, what I know for sure is miracles. That's why it's called a miracle, because it's not supposed to happen. So until they have removed all of the debris and the cement and all of that, all of those things, we are just going to continue to pray for those people. I can't even imagine what they're going through. So we absolutely want to keep them in our prayers. And then the other thing, you guys, have you just been reading about all of the climate changes? We had that fantastic show, a couple of weeks ago with Dr. Victor Kimona. And I promise you, ever since then, all of this stuff has been popping up. They're saying it's going to be unprecedented weather and heat waves in the Northeast, and that, over 20 million people are under heat warming. So it's the hottest that we've ever seen. And so, that's something that we got to stay woke about. That's serious, because it affects all of us. So just kind of thinking about that and asking myself the question, what can I do? When I look at bottled waters and now finding out that, you can't recycle 100% of plastic, I'm like, you know what? You need to start drinking out of a cup. You need to start drinking. There you go. Okay, good. Oh, look at all. Okay, good. I absolutely am going to make a commitment, because it just takes one person to influence another person to influence.
I'm going to stop buying all that bottle. I'm going to just stop buying it. My boys like to have it around for the summertime, and I'm going to just stop buying it. We're just going to be forced to drink out the filter.
You have to.
Right.
It tastes better. It tastes better here.
And then
bottled water tastes soapy.
Right. So, I'm making a commitment and really going to try to encourage other people. And then the last thing I wanted to say with the Olympics, did you guys read the story about Gwen Berry? And she was in hammer throwing. And when I say I read about the story just the other day, and I was like, wow, that is definitely a conversation that we can have at another time, to stand for the national anthem or to sit down. How do we as African Americans feel about the national anthem? And the fact that when they played it, she turned her back to the stands and held up a T-shirt.
Put a T-shirt over her head.
Who was that? Who was it again?
Her name is Gwen Berry. She was in the hammer throwing competition, and I think she took the bronze. Number 3.
She was fierce. She was super fierce. She broke her own record.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah, and you know what? I love what she said. She said that her purpose and mission was bigger than the sport, and that she was here to represent those who died due to systematic racism. So when I tell you these athletes are standing up, they're loud and they're proud about it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know. I'm throwing it to Caterina, my girl from the West Coast.
Oh my
Caterina
goodness.
Harris Earl.
Oh my goodness. So much, Chris. You hit on so much of what was on my mind. You know, I'm looking at Sabrina, who is out at Wimbledon with an apparent injury after slipping. Like,
oh no,
Serena.
I didn't see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Just
didn't
hit
either.
31 minutes ago. And then, you know, the tech
wow.
girl, you know, your tech girl is checking out all these cyber attacks. They're talking about is our president going to have to, you know, open up a can on Russia because of these cyber attacks. Seriously, it's like a different kind of war. And so everything, you know, getting hacked. So paying attention, staying woke, so much to be joyful for. And yet we watching. We got to watch.
Exactly. Now, Serena is out of Wimbledon. Now, you guys know she just announced yesterday that she would not be competing in the Olympics. So she
Right.
put
That
out
was
the
a
Olympics.
big announcement. She was not going for number 5. That was huge.
Injured her leg. Her first round match Tuesday because of a left leg injury. Coming down today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's tough,
Holding
tough.
a lead in the first set.
Tough.
Prayers
that
for our
hurts.
girl Sabrina.
Yes. Gloria, what's going on, Gloria? Looking all colorful.
When I tell you, y'all let me tell you something. You don't need CNN. You don't need TV. You don't need the newspaper. You just need to be on their text thread. I go to bed to the news. Right. I wake up to the news. I get a new piece of news. That's why I don't know what's on the news, because they didn't send me a text in the last 30 seconds. If I had gotten a text in the last 30 seconds, I would have known about everything. She's right. This is not the group to play with. Girl, somebody said it on there. We got to find who said it on the Facebook page. They said Sabrina's classy with a little hood. I like that. Classy with a little hood. That's
Julia. I got a t-shirt for you, Sabrina. I'm going to send it to you next week.
One of the green girls.
Send it out.
Okay, so let's tell the truth. Sabrina had to go get a shirt, and before we got on, Crisette said she's gonna buy me some more clothes from a company because you know she can buy clothes. So I'm like, yes, buy me some clothes. Because yesterday when I went out here and I had on a real colorful top, and the guy was there fixing the gutters, he said, "Oh, you look beautiful." I said, "Thank you so much." And he looked down at my feet where I had on my gym shoes. I said, "Hey, it's only from here to here. Only here to here. We're just worried about here to here. We ain't trying to, right in here is where I got to look good. I got to look good. Nowhere else. You guys were having such a good time. I mean, really, Crisette. Okay, let me just say, Caterina and Sabrina, they don't even put on a necklace. They ain't even trying to catch up with your necklace. Okay,
don't even try.
A little bit of necklace thing. Think I was doing something, trying to find something to coordinate. There she comes with another necklace. I'm gonna put the pressure on you now, girl. I'm gonna put the pressure on you. I'm gonna go to your house. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna send back your necklaces that I take, and I'm not gonna send it back because then you're gonna wear it and show everybody what you did.
I got my ring. Okay.
Go ahead, Sabrina.
None of it. That's why you have girlfriends who have it all, you guys. When you go to their house, I mean, seriously, Crisette's house is like a store. Jewelry, shoes, clothes of every color. You just, I want some of this, give me some of that. When we do a photo shoot, I don't even go try to buy nothing because I know Crisette got me covered.
That's all right, because you left your watch. You left your watch. I'm keeping that watch.
Oh, I did.
You left your watch.
She didn't even know she left it.
That's the first thing I saw her lose. Remember that? The first thing she lost was a watch.
Phone, iPad.
She even lost poster board, y'all. She used to lose poster board. Who can lose a poster board? For real. Who can lose a poster board?
Goodness. Oh my. Well, Chris, that's why one piece of jewelry, you better take good care of it. Take good care of it. You guys, we have a lot of fun. There it is, right on that same counter when I left it. Okay. And you know what?
And it looks good for what I have on today. Bam.
Okay. And you know what? I don't even like that. But I said, with these girls, you got to get something colorful. I don't even wear that kind of stuff. But I said, let me try to pull out my most colorful, outlandish jewelry. That looks good, Chris. That looks good. Happy Mother's Day. Happy birthday. That's it. Oh, my goodness, you guys. you know what? Laughter is good for the soul because there's so much to cry about in our country.
Right.
And talking about crying, you guys, our guest, she has a heart for people. Let's just go ahead and bring in the incredible Reverend Rosalind Harris out of the San Antonio, Texas area from the Inspiration Center. She's our new honorary girlfriend. Yes. Welcome. You see, Rosalind, we cut up on this show. We cut up, we laugh. We are just a breaking everybody's day. That's who we are. We are powerful, positive, not Pollyannish, and we want to talk about it all. And today we're talking national bed crisis, addressing child bedlessness. I mean, 3% of American children are sleeping on floors, sleeping somewhere else other than a bed. When I got this information a couple of days ago, you guys, I just went through my house thanking God for all the beds. I never really took a moment to think about what a blessing it is to have beds aplenty in our home. I mean, seriously. So, Casey says that there's an echo. Caterina, what can we do about it? Is there something I can do on my end? We'll fix that. Okay. So, Reverend Rosalind, we're going to just bring you right in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your organization, and how you found yourself upon this cause right now.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for having me today. It really is a privilege and to be among you and to hear you laugh, because laughter is great for the soul. Actually, I'm a military spouse. My husband served the Air Force 30 years. And in doing so, when we landed in San Antonio, we knew this would be our home. And I was working for the Department of Justice for the U.S. Attorney's Office. And they gave me another duty as assigned because they knew I was a minister. And so I would work with children who were disenfranchised. And I decided that all of the children that are on military bases have all of the resources that they need. But at the same time, children outside of the gates, there are some that don't have those resources, and even military children living outside the gates. So this is what prompted me to leave the U.S. Attorney's Office and to start the Inspiration Center in August of 2000. And as we progressed, we started working more with the service members, the veterans and their families, because of all of the wars that were going on, the multiple deployments. There were just a lot of issues. And so we decided to include adults as well as service members in this organization. And so some of the services that we offer for them are emergency assistance, ask suicide training, because that's really high in the military community right now. Financial anger management. Our signature programs are strengthening family through resiliency, where we have the family resilience, communication skills, and communication skills are key within the dynamic of a family, because most of the time children are elevated to adult positions, and that's never good. And we always expect them to act like children, but we treat them as adults. So this is a program that helps with that. And also for the spouses as well. We deal with domestic violence, and we deal with domestic violence from a faith-based perspective, and to actually get rid of some of the myths that you are to stay in that situation because that's what the Bible says. Well, that's not what the Bible says. And so we want to make sure that families who are experiencing domestic violence, the children, as you know, women, everyone sees this, and men do too, believe it or not. So we work with them as well according to our faith-based platform. Our Dollars for Scholars program we have is actually a college prep, and we work with kids in grades 7 through 11, taking them from the beginning all the way through to graduating from college. And that's with public speaking. It's also with scholarship research, essay writing, and they have to do community service along with that. And then we do college road trips, because not everyone can afford to take their children on a college road trip. So we do it for them. Right. And along the way, we do services in the community so that they can give back and, you know, to help out whichever community we're in. And then finally, we do our service projects, and that's the hygiene packs for military members who are deploying to Afghanistan, Iraq. We have single moms, the homeless moms. We also do women in domestic violence in their getaway kits so that they don't have to raise suspicion that they are leaving. We already have those packs ready for them. and then finally San Antonio Cancer Council. But our new project that we're kicking off is our Bedding in a Bag. And that's as a result of Saturday, when we were invited with our E-Rotary Club to come and build beds. In San Antonio alone, we have 50,000 children who sleep on the floor nightly. And so we partnered.
That number was so mind-blowing to me. So mind-blowing. 50,000 kids.
Yes.
In San Antonio.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
50,000. It was mind-blowing to me too. It really was. And this organization, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, invited us to come and help because it is a volunteer organization to build beds. My job was to do the sanding of the lumber because these are beds.
Reverend Roz, hold that thought. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. And we want to hear the rest of that story. You're listening to The Force of Friendship. We got issues. 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. Children without beds, that's an issue. It is a national problem, and we're looking for a national solution. We'll be right back. Call us at 313-778-7600.
Visit Central Park Deli today and receive 10% off any purchase when ordering from our mobile app and enter promo code 910am.
I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Spicy buffalo cauliflower and sweet potato maple cheesecake. Don't forget about our always delicious Sykensburg corned beef, our fresh and patty carboy 100% premium beef burgers, and our homemade teriyaki stir fries. Central Park Deli has curbside service available and DoorDash delivery. Come visit us today. Are you looking for a great deal on advertising?
Yeah. You know, Marathon is cool. He hadn't been too off base. I'll take him. I'm going to let Rosalind finish her spiel, then I'll go to Marathon. Hopefully he's okay today.
That's $2.50.
If not, you know how to cut him, okay?
And 9:10
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Please contact with stores at 313-434-8291. That's 313-434-8291. Please call now. Hi, this is Vonda.
Okay, so Facebook.
I
know you're in the commercial. I'm trying to silence it, but we're trying to work on it. Excited. If we can get it,
that's the way.
We're working like crazy. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's good. Okay. Great, you guys. I'm so excited. It is a beautiful Tuesday here in the Baltimore area. Sunny and beautiful. Later today, you guys, can you believe this? I have a girlfriend who I'm going to see in Washington, D.C., who is debuting tonight on the Housewives of New York. Yeah, I think that's Real Housewives of New York. Okay, I don't watch the franchise. If you're one of those people that love the franchise, then you want to go. I'm going to be putting some stories on my Instagram, I'm sure. But I can't believe I know a girlfriend who's really on that show. And so we're going to go to her house and do a watch party for just a minute. You know, it's crazy right now. It's June. So I'm driving down there right after the show. But can you believe the number of beds? I'm so glad you're here with us because these beds where children are not in them is blowing my mind, like blowing my mind. So that's good. Okay, so you can hear me good. That's awesome. Hey, you guys, seriously, don't forget to call in because we love it when you guys call in and we're talking about children in beds. That makes such a big difference. 313-778-7600. I know you guys know the number. And if you guys could do us a favor and keep telling people about the program. I want to tell you, I'm hoping to do something.
We're back. We're back. We're back at 9:10 a.m. The Superstation WFDF with the Force of Friendship. Oh my goodness, we got issues and we are talking about them today. We have Reverend Rosalind Harris from the Inspiration Center, and she is doing a good work. And we are so excited to hear about the work she's doing. Today we're talking bedlessness. 50,000 children in San Antonio alone are sleeping somewhere other than a bed, on the floor, on a cot, sleeping bag. We want them in beds, and Reverend Rosalind Harris is leading that charge. Talk to us, Reverend Roz, how again you got involved with this project. I was just blown away when you told me about the project, and I said, I've got to have you on the show. We want to help make a difference.
Like I said, we were volunteering with my E-Rotary Club, and Sleep in Heavenly Peace is actually a national organization, and each state has a local chapter. And so I'd like to invite anyone to go into, to Sleep in Heavenly Places. Their website is shpbeds.org. That's shpbeds.org. And while they build the beds, they raise funding to buy the lumber. They're working with Lowe's Lumber Company. And also then they ask for volunteers to come and assist with the labor. One of the things that they were having to spend money on was bedding. And each time they had to buy bedding for the beds, it would take away from the amount that they could spend on lumber. And so when I hear a challenge, I'm always up for the challenge, because I believe give and it shall be given to you.
Right.
Press down together. And that's what I do, have been doing it for 21 years with the Inspiration Center. And so I told them when I left on Saturday that I would start a campaign through the Inspiration Center for bedding in a bag, and that I would ask people to donate bedding in a bag. And right now there's so many sales going on, everything's going on. And technically, I look at it this way: the $40 you'd spend on the bedding in the bag is probably, in my case, 3 days of Starbucks coffee. So this would be an excellent way for people to give. Just take, it's almost like you're fasting for 3 days from Starbucks to help a child in a bed. And, each time we lay our heads on pillows, we can think about, we have helped someone else to do the same thing. And I want to point out too, when they build the beds, people can actually contact the organization and request a bed. So it's not just for foster kids or, for kids who are in care. It's for anyone, any family who's below the poverty line and they need beds to help their children. And of course, they also say that when the children grow up and outsize the beds, that they are, more than willing to have them donate the beds to others as well, so that we can get this done. We intend to help them they want to build 3,000 beds this year. And so we're hoping to be able to outfit 3,000 beds with bedding. Now, I know that's a tall order, but as I tell anyone, my Abba Father owns it all. And since he owns it all, I am very wealthy in him. So I believe that if we, get together as a nation, that we could end this 3% bedlessness. And we certainly intend to do it here in San Antonio.
Excellent. What a good work. Awesome. What a good work. You guys, let's go to the phone lines, 313-778-7600. We've got a couple of callers on the line. Caller, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Sabrina, this is Carolyn. How you doing?
I'm good, Carolyn. Good. Thank you for calling. We got issues. What's going on?
Thank you so much for this topic. Every night when I get in the bed and I lay down, I say, Lord, thank you for a bed to lay in. But I had no idea about these children with no bed.
Right.
I just knew somebody did not have a bed, and I was grateful that I have a bed.
Wow.
So I'm grateful that y'all brought this topic, and we'll know how to donate. Some of these kids can have beds to sleep in.
Right.
And also I want to thank y'all for all of these topics that y'all do. A lot of them, we don't have any idea that all of this stuff is out here happening like it's happening. So I want to thank y'all for bringing it to our awareness. But I got the website, and I'm going to donate so some of these kids can have beds. Right. It's just, oh my God. I really didn't know what I was saying. Every night I lay down, and if I don't say it, Thomas will say, you didn't say it. I was like, what? Thank you, Lord, for a bed.
Wow.
I am so grateful. And thank you, Reverend Roz, for bringing this to our attention.
Wow.
Yes, thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for being such a support. We got issues, and we're going to make a difference, you guys. I mean,
Dude, this is what this show is all about. How can we be a difference maker? We cannot take going to bed, laying in a bed for granted ever again now that we have brought awareness. And thank you, Reverend Roz, for bringing us the awareness. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Thank you. Is there another caller? Thank you. Thank you. Do we have another caller?
Good.
We're good. Thank you for calling.
This is Marathon calling from Tune Productions LLC in Detroit. And now on behalf of the production company, I wanted to donate something. I don't know how you do it or what you do. You got to let me know.
That's awesome, Marathon.
Oh, we will for sure let you know. And we're going to donate directly to Reverend Roz and the Inspiration Center in this bed project, whether it be building beds, whether it be bedding. This is where we're going to give to today. Marathon, thank you for being such a loyal support.
And you know what? Listen, ladies.
Yes.
I work at Family Dollar, so I have access to all those things you need for the bedding.
Excellent. Wonderful, Marathon.
So you just gotta let me know. You gotta let me know how to what to do.
Okay, we're going to be very specific before we get off of here, so stay with us throughout the show. Marathon, like you, I mean, my heart was just, it pulled at my heartstrings. I could barely go to bed that night. And I just said, we've got to make a difference. I had no idea. So thank you, Marathon, for calling in. You guys, listen to this. Every night, thousands of children lie, their heads on the floor.
Because they don't have a bed. They're laying on the floor, you guys. Did you know that 1 in 5 children live in poverty in the U.S., and many of these families cannot afford beds? Children often have to share a small bed with their parents or siblings, sleep in a sleeping bag, or simply sleep on the floor. Children are the highest age-based population in poverty in the U.S. 22% of kids in America live below the poverty line, the highest percentage among developed countries. Child poverty affects children's nutrition, self-perception, behavior, and more. But with sleeping being one of the most important things that humans do, bed poverty perhaps takes one of the biggest tolls on children who are living in poverty. Sleep and childbed poverty, as you can imagine, not having a bed leads to a poor night's sleep, lower sleep quality, and even sleep deprivation. So it's harmful, you guys. It's just harmful. It's not uncomfortable, but it is not good for a child's health. So Reverend Roz, I saw you with the sawdust and what do you call that machine that I saw you on Facebook with? You said you had never used that machine before, but you were getting busy building you a bed. Talk about that experience. What direction you got from the organization and how we can best help, because people are anxious to help. We want very good direction, clear, concise direction.
Well, I want to first do a correction on the donate. It's shpbeds.org.
Okay, let's get that right.
As in Sam H. Right. pbeds.org. Actually, when I arrived at the place, my husband and I were trying to decide what we were going to do, along with a friend of ours. And since they are very handy at what they do, I had never used an electric sander in my life. And so they gave us a 5-minute briefing, and they said, all you have to do is just do a circular motion. And I'm thinking, okay. Of course, I'm a lefty, so everything is automatically made for right-handers. So here I am with the left hand crossing over. Oh my, it's a mess. But once I got the hang of it, I mean, I was really a standing something. I mean, really, I'm outshining the kids that were there that day. But I didn't realize that, all of the wood shavings were getting on me. And so it wasn't until I'd walked out to take a break that someone said, you're covered in sawdust. And I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this? It was everywhere. But anyway, it was so much fun. And it was a lot of hard work. And I have rheumatoid arthritis, actually. And so while it was painful to do, the entire time I was doing it, the only thing I could think about were the children. And I've worked with kids for over 30 years. And so for me, if that little pain was there, it didn't really bother me because it was for a worthy cause. There were a lot of senior citizens out there helping, as well as children, to do it. And as I said, this is a national organization. The organization here in San Antonio asked for volunteers the last Saturday of the month. So your listeners actually could go online and check to see if their local chapters, are seeking volunteers, because that keeps the labor costs down. When you can bring, all we did was go in, some sanded, as they say, some punched holes, and then others began the drilling process. And it's like anything that we do, some plant, some water, God gives the increase. And God certainly has given my heart the passion to speak on this topic. So I just want to thank you ladies so much for having me today so that this could get out.
Sleep in heavenly peace. I just love the name. Name. And so the best way to donate, because people want to know how to donate, where should we donate? What should we do? Reverend Roz.
Directly to Sleep in Heavenly Peace with their website, or for our Bedding in the Bag campaign for those who are in Texas, or especially in San Antonio area, they can donate to the inspirationcenter.net, and because that's our website, and we will have a picture of the beds and the work that can be done. And also not only just donating, the bedding themselves or even money. One of the most precious gifts that I always ask people for, because you can always give a Benjamin, but your time is priceless. And so I'm always asking for people to donate time as well. So I understand if you don't have the time, it will certainly take the Benjamin, but also if you have the time, then, come out and actually you can learn how to sand too.
Yes. Girlfriends, let's go to the girlfriends with questions or comments.
I have a question. Dr. Ross, I thank you so.
Lori, we can't hear you.
Okay, Dr. Ross, I thank you so much for coming on our show. We just appreciate the energy and the passion in which you're talking about this. My question is, how is it that this is so under the radar? Like, why is it political? Is it why is this issue, when it has to do with children? You hear about children hunger. You know that sleep is a direct relationship to the health. So help me understand, given the knowledge that you have, why is this so underneath the radar that when Sabrina told us that she was going to bring this topic, I was so unaware that it was a problem. And in the pandemic, when we've had more news than ever, more conversation than ever, more awareness than ever, why is this topic so under the radar?
People think more of nourishment as far as the food, and they also think of abuse, and neglect. And so most of the time they're wanting to take care of the immediate, of what they consider immediate needs. And, normally your immediate needs would be food, water, clothing, shelter type thing. But they never think about that even if you give a person a house, if they don't have the wherewithal to outfit the house with furniture, bedding, things of that nature, then all they have is just a building. And so a lot of times families too are embarrassed to say that they need things, And so when we look at helping, there are a lot of organizations that do a lot of wonderful things, and they're always thinking about the homeless. They're thinking about the disenfranchised, but they forget about immediate needs. And sometimes an immediate need is a good night's sleep in a bed rather than on the floor. And so I think that's one of the reasons. It's not because people don't want to do, but it's the squeaky wheel. Whoever makes the most noise always gets the first choice. And since no one really brings this to the attention of people, along with food, clothing, and whatever, I think that's why it goes unnoticed.
Wow. That's so big. That's so big that it would be something that's mixed up. When you say domestic violence and that it's not seen as domestic violence, I get concerned because I think that we tend to position things so that government can slide around different things. I'm not blaming the government, but I mean, we have all been on the halls, knocking on the doors of our senators, asking at the time when it's time to do the budgets, please keep this in, please keep this in. And when something like domestic violence is there, but sleep deprivation for children is not included, you wonder why. And the other thing that's so interesting to me is that, you know, we always think that the children will pull on our strings. Like, you know, you don't want kids to go hungry. You don't want children to go uneducated. You know, you don't want kids to go without someplace else to go. We just did a fabulous show on the adoption. You know, there's a lot of attention for children. So and you know, when you think of education, you know, everyone who's ever tried to educate a child or dealt the education, they know how important sleep is. I mean, it's
absolutely.
It's just
it's essential.
I appreciate you keeping the subject because I just find that to be amazing that it's down under.
Reverend Harris, I have, go ahead.
No, I wanted to say too, because you mentioned domestic violence, but one of the things that we teach in addition to that with domestic violence is child abuse. Because believe it or not, children are being abused if they are in a home of domestic violence. And most people don't think of it. They think of it as two separate issues, but it's not. And so, you know, we need to be able to make certain that we bring both subjects together when we're talking about this, because children are just as affected, and it causes them to have long-lasting PTSD, if you want to know the truth. And so a lot of times, you know, mothers will stay because they feel that, well, my child has shelter, or my child has this, or my child has that, but your child is also being emotionally damaged, you know, when they see that happen. And sometimes they themselves become victims. And so you're right. I mean, we're always asking our political leaders to keep this in the forefront.
I had a question. In the case of, you know, we're not talking about domestic violence or an abusive situation, but in the case of just a parent who is not able to afford furniture, and so therefore they're sleeping on the floor, how do you reach out and let them know about your organization? How do they find out about it? Because kind of adding on to what Gloria said, I didn't know. And so how do you reach in so they just kind of go along when they're getting other services? They probably are in need of your service.
Well, one of the things that we do at the Inspiration Center, we always want to recognize people's dignity and make sure that when they come, that they are treated with dignity. And so we always ask, how may we serve you? So when we have events, and we always share this with networking groups as well, when you have events, it's something that you really want to put out there on a flyer and say, these are the things that can be offered. We can help you with furniture. We can help you with beds. We can help you with bedding. And this way they are able to pick up the flyer, you know, when they come in, because people love to go to our health fairs and community fairs, and every organization could actually do that. And then in our networking groups, when we come together, we share with one another, you know, the families in this community which you serve, you know, it called and expressed that this is what they needed. And when we pass them on, we want to make sure, though, that they are treated with dignity and that you're not asking them for their firstborn. In other words, when people are brave enough to say, I need help, we need to meet that need. And we're not really concerned about everything else. We're concerned about meeting the need. And that's one of the ways that we get the word out. We also pass it out among churches. You know, I like to go to churches and talk to their men's, women's group, even the youth group, and ask them to take on a challenge of doing some of your beds. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do with the bedding in the bag, because, you know, there's more to just going under a bridge and feeding people. And we want them to understand that, you know, we have 50,000 here in San Antonio. We have 1,700 churches. Surely we should be able to meet the needs of 50,000.
Yeah, 3% in the US, you guys. So I believe that's every city, every town has some kid who is not in a bed. Let's go to the phone lines. You are talking to 910 AM, the Superstation, 313-778-7600. Callers, thank you for your patience. Are you?
Hi, Sabrina. I am. You know I love y'all. And Reverend Rosalind Harris, what a wonderful angel you are. Just wanted to thank the friends for acknowledging you and bringing you on to talk about such a basic need. You know, children are not going to ever forget what you're doing and what others are able to do through you. I want to say thank you for bringing awareness. Thank you for the basic thought of helping children in this way. This is the first time I've ever heard of bedlessness as well. So I wanted to say God bless you and thank you for that. And if I have another 10 seconds, First Lady, you mentioned something earlier about the national anthem. I love the words, "Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave," but I also love the Negro national anthem as well. Lift every voice and sing. And I say that what Rosalind Harris is doing ties into this. Lift every voice and sing. Till earth and heaven ring with the harmony, the liberty, let our rejoicing rise. So we are God's hands. We are God's feet. When we hug folks, we are God hugging folks. When we give beds, we are doing things on behalf of the Lord. I will say just this last part. Let us march on till victory is won. Yes, there's a lot of work to do, but it is soldiers like you that are marching on to victory. You are a wonderful representation of the love of God. So, First Ladies, y'all know I love y'all, and I love all your topics. You know, you always bring it, y'all. I always bring it. And I'm always learning. Keep on keeping on. Talk to you later.
Thank you for calling in to 910 AM, the Superstation, Carla. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we have another caller. Are you still there?
How are you? God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You still have the Reverend Harris. She's from Texas.
Yes.
I understand that you're like the scriptures, feeding the hungry. I was outdoors and you took me in. That's real Christ-like activities. That's real, not religious, but that's holiness. You say your organization is based on faith-based initiatives?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Well, you know, we in the Black community have some serious issues with this faith-based initiative thing that came out with George Bush for the immoral majorities and the long-wing evangelical Republicans and race to the top. You know, it just has created a real problem in the religious community and got a lot of Christians confused. So, what is this? The faith-based? You say faith is based on the faith-based initiative. What is that exactly? Are you there?
My mic. Yes, I hear my mic is muted. Hello?
What is that faith-based initiative that your group is based on? What is that actually? Faith-based.
I'm sorry, my mic is muted. That's why I hadn't had a chance to answer you. So, well, it's muted again.
It's okay. You can keep talking. We can hear you.
Oh, it's not? Okay, good. Because I'm looking at it. I thought it was. Okay, I'm so sorry. So the Inspiration Center is actually not part of the faith-based initiative. We are a true 501c3 faith-based organization. And by true, I mean we pray and we use the Word of God for our instruction and working with community. So, and I'm not ashamed of that. And I'm not, unapologetic.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Right. I'm very unapologetic. So let me explain this too. And as it relates to religion, and because for me, it's for relationship. So I have a relationship, not religion.
And the reason for that, because people lay religion down, I don't have time for that. What I'm about and what our organization is about is doing what Jesus told us to do. And that was to go ye therefore. And so if we're to be good Samaritans, if we are to do what he has instructed us to do and share agape, which is unconditional love, then this is what we do. And this is one of the reasons why the center was started. Because as you say, people are confused. And there are a lot of organizations who say that they are faith-based, but yet you never hear them pray. And also, they bring in a lot of political views that have nothing at all to do with meeting needs. So we're about. That's why I was concerned when I heard the term based on faith-based initiative, because that has been a tremendous. In fact, that's one of the reasons that Detroit is one of the most oppressed cities in the country, because of these jargon that the president, like race to the top and no child left behind, Southern strategy, and all of this crazy garbage the right wing tell obvious and evangelical state religions have. They go through these jargons and they support politics that are just totally racist. You know, and that's what, when I heard that, it really caused my concern. I don't know why people continue to use that faith-based crap. You know, because in fact, they have blasphemed the word Christian. I don't use the word Christian anymore. I use the word Christ-like. You know, so you're not the word of faith, and you're not associated with this faith-based initiative deal. Is that it? Is that what you're saying? That's correct. All right,
you heard it here first. You answered the question.
We really appreciate you calling 9:10 a.m. We got issues. We really appreciate you added value to our show. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Do we have another comment from? Okay, yes, Crisette, you have a question or comment?
Thank you so much for joining us on today. Truly appreciate your passion for children, giving back, and bringing this issue to the surface. So Reverend Rosalind, thank you so much for all that you are doing. And I noticed in the chat, there were several people that commented that they wanted to start a chapter, or they're starting a chapter in their city. So my question to you is, if there are those who, you know, based on what they've heard, they just got so excited and they want to start a chapter, how do they go about doing that?
Showing on this banner on the screen, they can tell you how to do that.
Excellent.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
so good.
you.
That's so good, you guys. I know we want to be better. We want to be doers. We want to be stewards of God's people. And I was brought up, my grandmother, who lived to be 102, she would always tell us, and I never really understood it when we were little, but she would always say, room and board, she would say, service is the rent you pay for room and board on earth. She would always say that, I never really understood it, but I certainly understand it now. And that was by Miss Wright Elderman. Maria Wright Elderman. She's American activist for children's rights. And a few of her other quotes that I just really have learned to love. She said, if we don't stand up for children, then we don't stand up for much. How about
Right.
that?
Love that.
He also says, don't feel entitled to anything you didn't sweat and struggle for. She said, if you don't like the way the world is, you change it. You have an obligation to change it. You just do it one step at a time. And so this is what this is about, you guys, giving back the best that we can, not hearing about an issue and not taking action. We want to definitely bring solution to this nationwide problem. We'll give you the last word. I cannot believe our time is almost up. Reverend Roz, we'll give you your last remarks and then we'll hear from the girlfriends before we close out.
Well, thank you to everyone who listened in today to hear about this crisis. I wish you well. I'll be praying for your success, and I'm hoping that you will keep us in prayer as well. Again, you can reach out to shpbeds.org or theinspirationcenter.net. God bless you and God keep you is my prayer.
Awesome, awesome. You've been amazing. You definitely have given us so much to think about and so much to act upon. Girlfriends, any last words before we close out?
You know, I wanted
Reverend
to,
Rosalind, I just want to say again, thank you so much for bringing this issue to the surface. I know that there are so many children out there that need an angel like you and like all of us now. You know that old saying, if you know to do better, you'll do better. And so now that you have brought this topic to the surface, we can no longer, turn a blind eye. We can no longer act as if we did not know that this is a real situation out there. So we're so thankful that you have brought this to us. So now we can do something about it. So again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
Absolutely. You know what? You totally brought it powerful, positive, and not Pollyanna. You made it very clear that we can all do something. We can do a little, we can do a lot, but we all need to do something. And I'm just going to ask our entire tribe to kick the conversation up, because awareness is half of the battle. If you don't even know that it's a problem, you certainly can't involve other people to participate in. And sometimes we always think there's so much that we have to do in this world, but if all of us do a little bit, that's what we're learning over and over and over on this show. We Got Issues. If all of us do a little bit, it ends up to be a lot, and it certainly ends up to be more than it would have been. So I'm so excited that you took this cause, which is a quiet cause, for a big reason to take this on like this and brought it to We Got Issues. We hope to do more like this with women and men like you so that we can make a difference.
And I know our time is up. I just want to say thank you, Reverend Roz. I know this is a big issue in Chicago as well. So thank you for bringing this to my attention.
All right, you guys, we got issues. Kids who get good sleep tend to get sick less frequently. Yes. Sleep is a recharge. If they're not sleeping well, they are not properly recharged. During sleep, cells of children repair themselves, leading to better physical health. That's in adults as well. Poor sleep can lead to hyperactivity, bad grades, bad attitude. You guys, let's be part of the solution. You're listening to The Force of Friendship. We Got Issues, 9:10 a.m., the Superstation, WFDF. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Ciao. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Roz, great job. Really good job.
It was awesome.
Okay, we're still with our Facebook audience, so we always just give them a minute to say bye and thank them for joining us. Roz, we want to help make a difference, so thank you for coming on and bringing all the information.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that, and I really appreciate your listeners calling in about this. I can't wait to hear the good news.
Yes.
So thank you all so much. Love you guys too.
All right, love you too. All right, thank you. See y'all.